All right. Let's start it up. Hey guys, welcome to the stream. My name is Rodrigo Lopez. This is El Picachon on Twitch. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for checking out stuff. This is also hopefully gonna end up on YouTube at some point. And of course, there's always gonna be not always, but there's gonna be the VOD on Twitch. So what are we doing today? Today we are turning down the music a little. Um, we'll turn this up so you guys can hear it a little better. There we go. Today we are doing a special type of Pokemon run. I haven't started it yet, but I'm excited to do it. And I'm calling it a gym leader run. But we'll get to that in just a second. Let me see. Okay. So, what is a gym leader run? Um, there is a thing already called like a monotype run, and the idea is that you only catch and use Pokemon of a particular type, and the rules are specific, but also uh, they're pretty what I want to say, like they're pretty relaxed about which Pokemon you can use and when. So what I wanted to do was do something less for the catching side and more for the breeding side because, obviously some people spend a lot of time breeding Pokemon to just have cool Pokemon with weird abilities that I can use on max raids or to play competitively. Um, and I was like, well, I kind of want to do a Pokemon run for breeding for the Pokemon that I have created myself, sort of, or bred to have specific qualities. So that's kind of where the idea came from, and I thought a good way of doing that would be to do a gym leader run. Basically, pick a type, pick a Pokemon type, and only use that type exclusively to get through the entire game. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the idea here. Um, Here we have the rules. So rule 1, which is a Pokemon type. Rule 2, only Pokemon of the chosen type can be included in your team. There's lots of stipulations below. Dual types are allowed. You may start with a full team, so you can transfer yourself from another run, like a team of 6 Pokemon, which before would have been um, tough. You would need like 2 different copies of the game to do it. So either your friend would have to help you do that, or whatever, or if you just own 2 uh, DSs. But now with both copies of the game being able to be played on the same Switch, and also the fact that you can just have multiple profiles, and also Pokemon Home, it creates this ability um, to more easily transfer Pokemon to yourself, right? So that's the idea there. Um, your team must start at level 1. You cannot switch Pokemon out of your party at first, and we'll get into that. You can catch new Pokemon, but if they are not the chosen type, you must move them to a box ASAP, right? So you can catch whatever Pokemon you want, they just can't be in your party because you have a monotype party. If the Pokemon are the appropriate type, or we'll get into that. No legendaries or mythics unless they are the right type and are caught during the gym leader run. So For example, if I'm doing a fairy gym leader run and I catch a Saiyan, the sword dog from Pokemon Sword, I would be able to use it um, in the game. If I'm doing like a dragon run and I catch Eternatus, I'd be able to use that as well, but I wouldn't be able to bring a Saiyan or an Eternatus into the game. I would have to catch them during the run. If a Pokemon loses the chosen type permanently, they can no longer be used. So, not a lot. Like, there's a small but significant chunk of Pokemon that this happens to, right? Um, the example here I have is Skrelp, who's a water poison type, and then becomes a dragon poison type when it evolves into Dragalge. So the idea is if the Pokemon loses the type that you've chosen permanently, you have to move them out of your team, right? They can't be in your team anymore. Um, if a Pokemon gains the chosen type through evolution, they cannot be included at level 1. So, for example, if you want to do a dark type run, you want to bring in an Incineroar, you actually can't bring Incineroar in at level 1 because Litten is not a fire type, right? However, there's some other rules. There's a lot of rules, but most of the rules are just to clarify you can only play Pokemon of one type. Because Pokemon has like so many like corner cases and stuff that I just wanted to anticipate people being like, well, what about Castiform or Castamorph or I forget what it's called, the little gray guy that changes with the weather. So here's the rules for the bench. You designate one of your boxes as the bench. You can swap Pokemon freely in and out of your bench as long as they are the chosen type. Any Pokemon you catch during the gym leader run that has the chosen type can be put into the bench. You may import one Pokemon from another run to the bench after each gym battle. The new Pokemon's level must be at or below the level of that gym's highest level Pokemon. So the idea there is, yes, if you're doing a dark type run, you look at your Pokedex and you're like, oh no, I can't bring in Litten because he's not a dark type, only Incineroar. Only when Torracat turns into Incineroar does he become a dark type, right? Here, if I don't remember what level Incineroar evolves, I'm going to guess 30. So if you get to a gym and you beat their highest level Pokemon is level 30 or above, that'll allow you to bring in a level 30 Incineroar, right? And I mean, it's not crazy. Like if you at that point you want to bring in a Litten and just like feed it candy until it evolves into Incineroar, that's not a big deal. The big deal is you don't want to start your dark type run with a critter that's going to be a fire type for the first 30 levels, right? It has to be all dark types. Some corner cases, Pokemons that aren't the chosen type but can become the chosen type under certain circumstances are not allowed. So I have as an example here Protean Greninja, but I think probably the more relevant example, because it's basically the same, it's just, you're going to see it a lot more, is Libero Cinderace, right? Libero and Protean are the same ability. They allow Pokemon to become the type that a given move is, right? So if you are if Cinderace uses a fighting type move, it becomes a fighting type, right? That doesn't count. If you're doing a fighting type run, you can't include a Cinderace and just be like, well, he can be a fighting type. That's not legal. However, the other way does work, right? It's perfectly fine if you're doing a fire type run to bring a Cinderace. Let's see. Life's a Pitch podcast says all my information about post-Johto Pokemon comes from Pokemon Go and the Detective Pikachu movie. I'm ready to learn. Great. We are going to talk a lot about Pokemon. I'm into Pokemon, and I've discovered that I'm more into Pokemon than I thought I was. Ooh. Sakarath subscribed. You give me your Prime sub? Give me them Prime subs. Thank you. I really appreciate it. let's see, where was I? So yeah, so if you're doing a fire type run, it's okay that your Cinderace sometimes turns into a fighting type, right? Because as soon as the fight is over, it just goes right back to being a fire type. So that's not a problem. Um, other corner cases. I gotta look up this Pokemon's name. I don't remember if it's Castomorph or Castoform. Oh, I guess it's Castoform. Cast form. Okay. For some reason, I thought there was a no in there. Cast form is the yeah, he's the weather guy, right? So cast form is a normal type. So if you're doing a normal type run, he might be an incredibly useful Pokemon for you because he can actually change types, but always reverts back to being a normal type when he's not fighting. So even though he becomes a water type in the rain, you're not allowed to include him in a water type team because he requires that rain, right? Likewise, or rather, another sort of corner thing is Rotom, right? The ghost that becomes like different appliances. Um, so um, he you can have a Rotom because to in order for them to change appliances, you give him something to hold, I believe. Um, or you use an item on him. I don't remember exactly how it works, but it's like a permanent change until you change him again. So if you're doing a grass type run and you have a Rotom and you use the thing before you send him into your new gym leader run to turn him into a grass electric type, like his little lawnmower form, that's fine. That works because I think you can do that at level 1. It doesn't get in the way of anything. You're just not allowed to then turn that Rotom into something else. Now, if you're doing an electric run, I believe he never loses that form or that typing. I guess I should double check before I say something. Let's see. Yeah, so he never loses the electric type. So if you're doing an electric type run, Rotom is actually an extremely useful Pokemon, right? Because in that run, there's nothing preventing you actually from turning him into different types. Uh, Big meaning to catch one of your streams, but generally you are on at weird times for me. Interested in seeing this? Yeah, it's I appreciate it. I might be also doing some night streaming here coming up, just because I might have a little bit more time. Um, Life's a Pitch says, like everyone else, I got super into Pokemon as a kid. Then I was confused as an adult as to why I wasn't enjoying the games. Turns out I just don't love JRPG turn-based mechanics. Absolutely, I super get that. I do. Like, literally, one of the things that enables me to stream and to like because I get like really engrossed in games is the fact that it is turn based, right? It's like so I can stream Pokemon because if I was streaming or Magic the Gathering because they're all turn based, if I was streaming like Guilty Gear, first off it would be sad because I'm a total scrub, but also I'd have to really pay attention. So those are the general rules. Let's go back to the uh, I guess we were already on the front page. So these are the rules. I've already made a team for myself, and we are going to start that up and get that gameplay going. If you're just jumping in now, we are doing a gym lead or a Pokemon run for Pokemon Shield, which is a takeoff of a monotype run. Just basically, it has different rules so that people that enjoy breeding Pokemon have like an outlet for that. That's not just like competitive. So let's start it up. Let me turn off the music because we probably want the actual audio from the game so we can all hear the like meh 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 meh. Let's see. Is this thing on? Looks like it's on. Uh, Here we go. Okay. All right. So here's my brand new copy of Pokemon Shield, and we'll start that up. Ooh. Ooh. Let's play in English. Hey, JC Bodnar, thanks for the sub. Really appreciate it. Let's play some Pokemon. So, another thing that's fun about this sort of run is that, because you're engaging with the main plot of the game, it's a little role play. You can make it very role play. I think this is the type of thing that somebody who is into like journaling and like journal games would really enjoy. Um, so I kind of have an idea for who I want this character to be. So it's this girl, and I think I want her name to be Petunia. The reason for that is because she is going to become the greatest poison type uh, gym leader ever. And I was like, oh, this is cool because they're actually Petunia is a name, like people are called Petunia. And I was like, oh, this is cool because petunias are part of the nightshade family, and nightshade is venomous. And then I started looking into it, and it's like tomatoes are in the nightshade family, and like peppers are in the nightshade family. So actually, it's like not that big a deal. But whatever, I already kind of picked the name, so we'll go with that. Yes. You can't change languages after starting the game, and the reason for that is that the language your Pokemon was caught in, is an actual stat, which is really weird. Let me turn this up a little. To the wonderful world of Pokemon. It is like anytime I start up a game like this, like when I first started this game, I was like immediately just hit in the face by the fact that it's not voiced. It's like so many games are voiced now. Um, so it's really weird. Sakarath, you're asking why the language matters. It matters because there's a code in the game that cares about language when it comes to breeding Pokemon. Basically, if you mate two Pokemon of different languages that have like different language origins, they are have a higher likelihood of breeding a shiny Pokemon. It's still Rebonculus, right? Instead of like a 1 in 10,000, it becomes like a 1 in 800 or something like that. But it's still a thing. So yeah, the what language your Pokemon is caught in is an actual stat that actually matters for at least one thing in the game. I thought about like going through and like doing voices for everyone, but that seems exhausting, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm sure we'll come up with a voice for this guy because he's in the game a lot. Our beloved Galar region is a wonderful place with thriving nature, beautiful cities, and many Pokemon with which we share our lives. As you know, our society is able to thrive because of this guy. Thanks to the help from these mysterious creatures that we call Pokemon. Uh, Lives of Pitch says, for some reason, I really like games where NPCs talk in proto voice, like Undertale, Banjo Kazooie, or recently Inscription. Oh, like kind of like Animalese, like blah 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 kind of stuff, like Star Fox. I think that's what you mean. Let's see. Yes, Pokemon are all around us in the sea, in the sky, and even with us in our towns. And even underneath your bed. And those of us who choose to raise and train Pokemon to do battle and compete we call Pokemon trainers. Yeah, Pokemon trainers! Oh, but I'm getting carried away. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Rose, and it is a pleasure to be here. Now turn your gaze to the Galar region's greatest Pokemon trainer, your undefeated champion. It's time for Champion Leon's exhibition match. So this is Leon. He's the current Pokemon League champion, right? Um, we'll get into Leon and mostly Leon's outfit later. Um, but let's just say that exhibition or not, Leon, your pursuit record is about to end when I beat you here today. That's his rival. He's like the dragon type trainer. Oh, spoiler alert. I guess I probably just shouldn't say that because that's all this stuff is going to come up later. Um, ooh, Gmax Charizard. That's the dream. Ka-chink! Pokemon Shield. So I should bring up that this copy of Pokemon Shield was bought for me by my amazing wife, who I explained to her my stupid idea for a monotype run, for a gym leader run, and she was like, "Okay, let me go buy you Pokemon Shield so you can do it on a new Pokemon game." Just she gets me. Um, exactly, yeah, yeah. I just think it's such a cool sound design facet. It is, and it helps with localization, right? It's like they didn't have to hire voice actors in any way. But let's just take a moment here to talk about Animalese. Apparently, in Animal Crossing, the Animalese from Japan is different than the Animalese from the US because Japanese sounds different and the cadence is different. So when you hear like KK Slider or whatever, be like that's English Animalese because Japanese Animalese sounds different. Go figure. Hello, hello. It's Hop. Like I feel like Hop gets like a big like yeah from the audience when he walks in, or boos. A lot of people don't like Hop. I don't know why. I do not think that he is like a particularly annoying trainer. Like Hop goes through a lot in the course of this game, so hopefully we'll get to see that. Were you watching Lee's exhibition match on it? But you can't cheer him on with your hands full. Okay, I'm starting to get it. The only way to properly cheer on Lee would be his famous Charizard pose. Hop, didn't expect to see you here today, dear. Is this the big day? Yeah, that's exactly why I came running over to get Petunia. We're Petunia, by the way. Petunia's our character if you're just jumping in. She wants to be the greatest poison type trainer in the world. Let's see. Life's a Pitch says, I heard that Animal Crossing has some incredible sound design. Scruffy on YouTube has taught me a lot about it. Sure. Yeah. Um, Never mind watching the match now. I've got it recording at home anyway. I record all my brother's matches. Hey, Stiller Leader, thanks for the follow. We're playing Pokemon. We're starting up a new run of Pokemon Shield, all poison types. Come with me, Petunia. He should be here any minute. And Lee always brings presents when he visits, so I wouldn't forget that bag if I were you. Okay, so this is important, right? Like, this game doesn't allow for this type of gameplay until a certain point. So, starting up, we are not going to be bound by the only poison types rule until we are able to move Pokemon into our boxes, right? So we're going to start out with the normal starters. They don't have a poison type starter. I suppose if we were playing Pokemon Red or Blue or Green or whatever, um, we could actually have a poison starter in Bulbasaur, and that would be cool. Um, oh, my hat. It's your mom's old bag. So I kind of have this idea that Petunia is maybe not from here. She's not from um, what is this? Galar. Open the X menu. You can save your progress. Town map. You can check this adventure guide anytime you want in the key items section of your bag. So let's go ahead and save. Hi, Rodrigo. First time catching your stream. Good luck in your adventure in Galar. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be great. Good times. So yeah, I have this idea that like Petunia's not from here. But maybe she was like bullied as a kid and she wants to fit in. So hopefully we'll be able to see her start to come out of her shell as the adventure continues. Again, she has like very specific um, hurry up, Hub is waiting for you. Like obviously she has very specific tastes because she wants to become a poison type trainer. So, this is the beginning. The beginning of the game is, pretty slow, but that's okay. If you guys have any questions about how the run works, or about Pokemon, or about, my, anything, if you guys want to talk to each other, like, feel free. Um, so yeah. Oh, there's a little Badoo there. Badoo. Have a look at you, Petunia. That old bag looks like it could pull you over. Okay, I'm starting to get why people don't like Hop. Hop, I feel is just the kind of person who like blathers when he's nervous. So he's like excited about this, and he's like, "Ah, look at your big stupid bag." So I'm gonna give him a pass. Can you guys hear the game audio, or is it too low? Wooloo, what's it doing here? Oh, it's just knocking into this fence like a big weirdo. You silly Wooloo. I see what you're up to. Don't go using tackle on the fencing. Tackle on the fencing is a Britishism for a sandwich. Uh, Now you listen. No going past the fence. No. Everyone knows there are scary Pokemon living in the slumbering world, which is right next to my house, right? It's like, I live here, slumbering world right here. Horrifying. Now that's taken care of. How about it, Petunia? Let's race. Bet I can make it to my house first. What with you lugging about that big old bag, you big, you big stupid idiot with your stupid bag. Remember that we're leaving this Wooloo here to smash its head into the fence. It'll be important later. Oh snap, that's not what I meant to do. That's one way to end up as a poison trainer, live next door to a foreboding forest. Yeah, maybe they picked it for that reason. Although I don't think there are any poison Pokemon in the. Actually, there might be. There might be a some Galarian Weezings. Are we gonna talk to every person we run into? Maybe. Sometimes they give you items, and I don't remember who gives you items or whatever. But I'm probably not gonna read everything that random NPCs tell us. We are going to like run around in circles, like furiously clicking to see if there's something hidden around, though. That's something that we are gonna do, and you guys are gonna have to get used to it. By the way, that clicking noise comes from, of course, the only way Pokemon is supposed to be played, a new version of the old GameCube controller, as Shigeru Miyamoto intended when he created the Incredible Hulk in 1925. I should drink some water. Mom, is he here? There you are, Hop. Oh, and you brought along Petunia. Hello, dear. Doesn't your mom feed you at home? Yeah, but where's Lee? Have you got him crammed in a cupboard? All of these characters are supposed to be British, but I'm probably not doing a British accent. He's still not here yet for the 100th time. Honestly, Hop, You must learn some patience. He's probably only just arrived at the station in Wedgehurst. Then that's where I'm going. You know Lee is hopeless with directions. I'll make sure he doesn't get lost on the way. Oh, will you? Yes, that's probably is for the best. Everybody's like, yeah, we don't want Leon to get lost on the way. You can't miss out on your chance to meet the undefeated champion. I mean, yeah, it's cool. Are you transferring any mons from home, or will you be using only what you catch in game? I'm transferring in mons. Part of why I'm doing this is because I spend a lot of time breeding Pokemon. Like I breed more Pokemon that I know what to do with, just because I find it fun. I find it interesting. Like hidden abilities and egg moves and stuff like that. That stuff's fun and interesting to me. But I don't have a lot of ways to then use those Pokemon, so that's kind of what this is. So yeah, I have a team of poison Pokemon already kind of waiting in the wings for their chance to strike um, at this world. I'll wait for you on the route. So let's save again. And go outside. So it's cute. Like I know why they do it. It's a game. Pokemon is a game for babies, right? Like this is something that it's an important mantra that I think we need to repeat to ourselves when we play Pokemon. It's not a game that's very difficult. It's a game that has some depth, but actually it has a lot of depth, but it's not readily engageable with the plot, right? Um, like besides the rock paper scissors of Pokemon types, it never really goes that deep. So basically, I'm saying this because it's like they want you to walk to the station because you're helping Leon so he doesn't get lost, but it's literally a straight shot, right? It's like we can see it from here. Or it's like, okay, little baby trainer, like just go straight and don't get lost. Let's get a move on. Only remember, Petunia, wild Pokemon could come out of nowhere if you walk through the patches of tall grass. I got my Wooloo with me, so I'm ready for battles against wild Pokemon, of course, but not you, Petunia, so we'll steer clear of the tall grass as we go. By the way, Wooloo, a very decent Pokemon, evolves into... I forget the name, but it evolves into a big, like, fuzzy, like, goat-looking ram thing. Um, and it's very strong. It's one of those normal types that just has like really good defenses, good hit points, and also a couple abilities that are really good. I think their hidden ability is bulletproof, which actually makes them pretty strong. There's Leon. Yeah, so Leon, right? Leon's got a lot going on. So he's wearing sports gear, right? He's wearing like a soccer uniform, which is what all the trainers wear. He has a cape, presumably because he's the champion. The back of the cape has like all his advertisers, which is super weird, but okay. And then he wears like a trucker hat that's like with the bill like upturned as high as it will go. That has like a little crown thing underneath it. So that's like, oh, it's like he's wearing a crown, but also a stupid hat. And also, he has like a really weird facial hair. He has like hair that just comes down to his chin, but not his chin. So it's like not quite a chin strap. It's like a chin strap that doesn't connect. And also a mullet, right? Like a big purple mullet. Like this guy's got a lot going on. It's like any one of those things would have been like, oh yeah, that's a cool thing, but like all of them together is like, holy crap! Like, what game is this guy from? Liam's costume feels like a cross between a speed racer movie costume and a pro wrestler. Yeah, definitely. Except a pro wrestler would remove most of this before getting into the ring. Like Leon just has it on all the time. Our unbiddable champion Leon, you and Charizard are the greatest. We thank you for that. I hope you'll carry on training up your Pokemon and never shy from battle. Then come challenge me for the champion title. Yay, everybody loves Leon. Or Lee. I guess people call him Lee too. Let me turn this down for a second. Too true. Charizard is blazingly strong. It's also always the weird thing is that you can name your Pokemon, but like no one else in the Pokemon world names their Pokemon except for like a few small exceptions. I think it's because they don't want to confuse you. Like if this Charizard's name was like I don't know Chicharrones, then like people will be like, "What is that? Chicharrones like a different type of Pokemon?" It's not. It's just this Charizard's name. By the way, I have nicknamed Leon's Charizard Chicharrones now. That's its name. That's why I want the strongest of challengers to fill the gym challenge and come battle me. He wants everyone to be strong. Rawr! Chicharrones is hungry. Lee, it's me, your brother. Ah, you came to find me, huh? Okay. Oh, Hop. See, I like Hop. Hop has a good relationship with his brother. Like that's weirdly rare in video games. Usually brothers are trying to kill each other in video games. And granted, they are going to presumably fight their Pokemon together, but in this world that seems to be healthy. Ah, these bright eyes over here. I've got it. You must be Petunia, am I right? I've heard lots about you from my little brother. I'm the Galar region's greatest ever Pokemon champion and a massive Charizard fan too. Yeah, I bet he's a massive Charizard. People call me the unbeatable Leon. Nobody calls him that. Come on, Lee. And you, Petunia. Is that something that he's trying to stick? Um, Bet I can beat the both of you back home. Ha ha ha! With a proper rival of his own, I bet he'd push himself to become something truly special. Uh, is he only fan of massive Charizards? Um, no, he's got other Pokemon as well. Um, he does that. That's his little like Charizard thing. It's like this is like the Charizard's head. It's like rah, 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 rah. It's cute. See all the advertisers on the back of his thing. Those are like real. Those are like companies in the Pokemon game world. Um, you can interact with them through this other thing. Like basically, your Pokemon that aren't fighting can be sent to work in this game, and those companies are the ones that are like putting in requests for Pokemon. Come on, Lee, you promised us a present, so out with it. I must have. Right then, the greatest gift for the greatest champion. It's showtime. It's like Leon loves Charizards, but he's not gonna give us a Charmander because then we'd horn in on his territory. Grookey, Score Bunny, and Strong Sad. Yeah, the starters are super cute, and like I feel that this generation in particular really suffers from like anthropomorphizing as they evolve, which I get it. It's like especially with this one because I guess each of them represent like one aspect of like British pop culture, right? So like Score Bunny becomes a soccer player, Grookey becomes a rock musician, and Sobble becomes like a super spy, like James Bond. Like that's what they're going for. Um, so that's why they all kind of turn into people. But I wish there was like one option that didn't turn into a guy wearing clothes. All right. Well, gang, we're gonna pick Sobble. for two reasons. One, I think he's the cutest, and two, um, clearly he's very scared. So we're actually going to save him from this Pokemon adventure. Like he's not going to do a lot of adventuring, and we're just going to keep him as a little baby. He'll be our little water boy. Yes. We'll call her Gatorade. This stream not sponsored by Gatorade, just so you know. Yeah, so they like Sobble. Yeah, Sobble's super cute. I mean, they're all cute. Honestly, they're all cute, but um, I thought about it and I'm like, well, it's like the starters are yeah. See how cute is that? Um, the starters are super duper cute. Um, and but I'm not gonna use them, right? And I was like, so is there something else that my starter can do? And it's like, yeah, it's like Sobble seems like most likely to be like team manager. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. That's what we're gonna say is that Sobble in the boxes is like making sure that everybody's like stretched and ready to go and hydrated before they go on this Pokemon adventure. Of course, the rival picks the Pokemon that it is strong against yours. If you guys played, is it Sun and Moon? Yeah. If you guys have played Sun and Moon, um, the one of the things that I really like about Sun and Moon is that the your rival picks the Pokemon that's weak to yours. Um, and in fact, like it makes me like everything that happens. It's like you are the you're the rival, right? It's like I forget his name, like How or something, is the main character, and you're actually his rival. Like you're the Gary in Pokemon Sun and Moon, which I find funny. Yeah, Hob, that's why I gave you these. Shut up. So the two of you can battle and train and grow stronger together to try to reach me. Remember this Grookey. It'll come back to haunt you. Oh no, I guess he did pick the one that was weak to me. Forget everything I just said. It's like, fire types are weak to water. That's what happens is Leon, who is ends up being like a much larger opponent than Hop, picks the one that's strong against yours. Yay, Pokemon picnic. So, Pokemon Sword and Shield gets a lot of crap because of graphics and sort of because of everything that went on when it was first being launched and the community really not taking that very well, right? Just kind of being upset about it, somewhat rightfully, somewhat, maybe too um, entitledly. But one thing that this game really goes out of its way to do is to show you interacting with your Pokemon. And you can do that when you break camp. So, like a Pokemon picnic, like barbecue reminded me of that. Like, you can like make camp and like see your Pokemon walk around. And I can tell that they worked very hard on that, but nobody cared about that, right? That wasn't an aspect that anybody cared about. So, you spent the whole night with that new partner of yours, right, Hop? You two getting on all right? Understanding one another? Have you even built up a love? Of course, Lee. I'm the greatest. Petunia's made friends with her Sobble, too. They just sat there and cried all night. It's like that's what Petunia did. Petunia's like, and Sobble's like, then listen up, trainers. Believe in yourself and your Pokemon. Trust me, you got a battle. Oh, you can even be rivals to me someday. What are you looking for, Lee? I'm the one who's. What are you looking at her for, Lee? I'm the one who'll be coming. I'm coming for your bones, old man. If you think Petunia might be able to challenge you, then I guess she's my first rival. Yep. Just having a Pokemon with you doesn't make you a real trainer. Okay, Again, I see why people don't like Hop, but I still like him. And I like him because again, his arc is actually really sad. So we'll get to that. And you think you're worthy of calling yourself such a proper trainer already, Hop? Yeah, take Hop. Just take Hop down one peg. It's like that's what he needs. Yes, let's go. All right, Sobble. I promise you, this is like one of six fights you're ever gonna be in, and then you get to go in the bench. All right. Let's get into some menus. Again, Wooloo, a very respectable Pokemon. Oh yeah, also Hop is like not pulling any punches. He has two Pokemon with him. Let's just pound some mutton. That sounded really dirty. I'm sorry about that. Dubwool, that's the name of the critter that Wooloo evolves into. Starter Pokemon, of course, just have great stats. So that's why Sobble can take so much punishment. It's because these are like kind of regular Pokemon. Water Gun. Here comes Scorbunny. Mm, 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 mm. Of course, I learned Water Gun in the interim, so he's going down pretty hard. I love this. Did you already know about type advantages? And look at his face. He is like, did you already learn about type advantages, Hop? You're the one who picked the fire type. That's right. Establishing early supremacy. All right, so if you're just joining us, I am starting up a new run of Pokemon Shield. Um, it's going to be a gym leader run. My character is going to be a poison type master. So right now, she doesn't have access to any poison types. But as soon as she does, I'm gonna like swap in a bunch of poison types, and then like the run will start in earnest. I almost let Charizard in there and just obliterate your level 6 Pokemon. You got a real promise. I got a favorite. Be a rival to Hop, would you? Push him and make both of you stronger. It's like he can tell. He can tell that Hop doesn't have it in him. I kind of like I know what ends up happening with Hop, and I kind of want to talk about it, but I feel like some people might never have played this game and are actually kind of interested in the story, so we'll save it for later. But we'll note the points of Hop's growth. Not putting the cart before the Rapidash there, little brother. A whole lot you need to learn about Pokemon, yeah. Especially if you're friend Petunia before you think about getting in gym badges. Best to think about getting a Pokedex. A trainer's Pokedex helps them learn lots of things about all the Pokemon out there, including their strengths. But it's more than just collection of data. It's a record of a trainer's love and passion for Pokemon training. Pokedexes then. We're on it. Let's go. So we're going to go see a Pokemon professor. But first, I got to tell my mom that I'm embarking on a Pokemon adventure. Oh no! Like, it has been 24 hours. Like, I'm Oh, maybe it hasn't. Like I'm like I feel like an overnight. No, yeah, so yeah, like we stayed at Hops, right, and played with our Pokemon all night. So that Wooloo has been banging its head against that fence for like 12 hours since we last saw it. Oh no! Nobody's supposed to go in there. She got yelled at. What do you say? We've got to save it. Even if we're not supposed to, this is the kind of scene where you simply have to do what's needed. Alright, let's go in. Just you and me, Hop. And my sad lizard. I guess I should save. I guess we might as well take a look at Sobble. Yeah, he's cute. Torrent, so is like the standard ability. I think, like, I want to say, like, people do this, like, they will, like, restart the game over and over and over and over again until they get, like, a shiny starter or maybe a starter with a hidden ability. I know there's a probability of getting a shiny starter. I don't know if there's a probability of getting a hidden ability starter, but that just it seems really terrible. Like, it seems so time consuming. Where do you think that sheep go? Oh, it's almost like we shouldn't have gone into the spooky forest. Thanks, Hop. Yeah, definitely run ahead. A squirrel! Um, Squirvet, also a decent Pokemon, evolves into Greedent, and you can have a Greedent with Belly Drum. I actually have a competitive team built around Belly Drum Greedent. Um, it's, okay, but I definitely started playing it back when like there weren't like no legendaries were allowed in any of the formats. Now I think every legendary is allowed in most formats, so it's like it's just completely outclassed. When you can bring like you can have a team that has both like Kyogre and like Zacian in it. It's like a team of normal Pokemon just can't do it. Oh, thanks. So, if you haven't played Pokemon very much, welcome to the world of Pokemon. This is probably a weird one for you to be jumping onto. Um, some important concepts. Different Pokemon have different types. So, Sobble's a water type. Rookidee is a water type. I'm going to hit it with a water gun instead of a normal type move because there's this thing called same type attack bonus, abbreviated as stab. Um, which means that when a Pokemon of the same type as the move uses the move, it gets a damage bonus, basically. So it's that fight goes faster, even though Rookidee is not weak to water. Um, the fight goes a lot faster that way. Uh-oh, a mysterious howl in the distance. Can you guys hear the in-game music? Because I have it turned down for me, so I don't know if you guys can hear it. I guess I'm not really seeing like, oh, I'm seeing some things. Let me see. Uh, Gotta walk through the grass. Oh, a squirrel. Splash. Come on, let's go. Some kind of weird, like, metal wolf might be trying to eat it. Maybe some sort of bright red metal wolf. This is, I like this. You know, it's like, oh, you're going into the mist. Changes things up. Yeah, this is good. Like, it's good, like, story direction. Hop's starting to get it. Hop knows they're gonna die. It's starting to dawn on him that the rest of this thing is just a death dream that he has after this thing eats him. What in the? Who designed this thing? Like, one of its ears is chipped, but it's like chipped as though like it was just like a chunk of like plastic or metal. Let's go, Sobble. You hit him with that water gun. What? The move had no effect. Okay, well in that case, just growl at him. Oh, I can't see anything. It does give me the ability to run, but I think it's just not going to let me run away. This is very much a pre-scripted battle, right? So it kind of has to go a particular way. Wah! That was Sobble screaming like a man. Ah! Ah, Petunia. Your pants with directions. That's cute. I've been waiting ages for you two, and you never showed. Of course I came looking for you. Where's the Wooloo? This Charizard was gonna eat it. It's just like you showed Charizard with like his mouth open, like just about to put the whole thing in there. Oh, don't worry, he's fine. You did good, Hop. In the end, you did the wrong thing for the right reasons. That's what Pokemon teaches us. At least it wasn't all for nothing. Talking about some mad Pokemon. What are you talking about? Seemed loads stronger than any Pokemon I've ever seen, and it just had this sort of presence. Like it's some kind of legendary or something. Hey, life's a pitch. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Nice, nice. At some point, I'm gonna get subscriber perks. I'm sorry that like that I don't have like any emotes yet or anything. I'm still working on getting the channel put together. So the fearsome Pokemon they say live in the slumbering wild. Wild, wild. I don't know how that's pronounced. Are they actually illusions or something? Maybe the two of you could be the ones to reveal the truth someday. Let's simply get out of this place. You'll be right now. You'll be all right now that I'm here with you. All right, Leah spinning this positive, or Hop spinning this positively. That's good. Stay positive. All right. Don't forget to tell your mom we're off now. After we got lost for hours in the spooky swamp, go tell your mom that we're like just gonna go off, have a Pokemon adventure. Doobadoo. Ma'am. Aw. See? It's like, Sobble's cute. I heard the news from young Leon. I'm glad someone bothered to tell me. Yeah. It's like, oh, now that you just got back from the spooky swamp, you're off to Wetchers. Great. I'm hoping you get the chance to stream a lot more, getting in early. Yep. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Here we are, a bit of pocket money for your journey. Buy yourself a little something at the Pokemon Center, maybe some potions or something. Remember that Sobble will battle to the very end for you, so don't go pushing the poor dear too hard. It's like, as soon as I can, he's out of here. And you, Sobble, you take it easy, man. Come home to rest any time that you need. After all, east or west, home is best. Alright, let's blow this popsicle stand. Here we go. We're having a battle against Pokemon in the tall grass. I'm just gonna skip that. Actually, there's stuff in there, so it could potentially end up in a fight, but I'm trying to get. I guess I could skip that stuff, although it's like potions and. Oh yeah, they're literally gonna make me go through the tall grass anyway, so yeah, that's fine. You got a potion. No, leave me alone, wild Pokemon. Paralyze heals. Paralyze heals. A thing that heals you when you're paralyzed. Okay. Oh, here's this monster just hanging out by himself. That seems safe. Here we go. Well done. You reached the goal and managed to find the Pokemon Research Lab. You did a far sight better than I did my first time. I'm hopeless with directions. Let's see how your world has already grown, all thanks to having Pokemon with you. Sure, I'm glad I got Charizard with me. I have a Charizard. Have you heard? It's me, Leon. I have a Charizard. It's like super strong and it can Gigantamax. It's great. Everything here looks fascinating. Arf, arf, arf. Yamper, also a cute Pokemon. Who is that lady? Is that Misty? Is that Misty from the first game? Is that Misty from the first game? It's not. It's a different character. But I think a lot of people were excited. I mean, it's fine. This character's cool too. So, like, I like the way she cooks. I don't see her as a full person in any sort of way. It's like apparently they were rivals, and also she's like a valued research like Pokemon research person. Is like she can cook real well. Leon. Anyway, nice to meet you. Name's Sonia. I'm the professor's assistant. This is Petunia. She's a new Pokemon trainer on her right path. Set her on the right path, would you? Arf, arf, eef, eef, arf. Yamper's going to show Leon which way the door is, because apparently he gets lost going in a straight line. Head in the clouds. It's no wonder he gets lost all the time. He doesn't see me. Looks like you got a Rotom phone. Hey there, Rotom. Hi, I was introduced in the last game, but they gave an explanation in that one. Here, I'm just here. Rotom phones are handy little things, aren't they? They've got map and navigation tool. That said, Leon still gets lost. So, oh, sorry. So tell me, do you know a lot about Pokemon? Yes, I know all about Pokemon. In that case, I'll make it so that you can use the Pokedex on your Rotom phone. Squeebity deebity doo. Would you let Gran know that you received the Pokedex? She lives in the house down along Route 2. Alright. I don't think I got any mystery gifts. So let's save. So now we have the Pokedex. Um, Pokemon Home, which is the utility that allows you to transfer Pokemon, says that you can't transfer Pokemon until you have the Pokedex. That's true, but also you don't get access to boxes until I think you get to your first Pokemon Center. So there's really no point in transferring the Pokemon right now because we won't have access to them. Hey there, trainer. So that means you've got a Pokedex, yeah? Here's a potion from a stranger. It's a potion. Knowledge is power. It's a good idea to talk to lots of different people and read everything you can on your journey. You guys are going to see me save a lot, just so you know. This is the thing, like, it's like you can walk, just like walk into people's houses and talk to them. Um, and it's like, it's like often they have little reminders of what you're supposed to do. Sometimes they give you stuff. It's like I don't think this game has like active trash cans where I can like just like look at people's trash. Here's what this town does have. Let's see what this guy. Okay. What this town does have is a Pokemon Center and also a clothing store. Is this your first time inside a Pokemon Center? Of course not. What do you think this is? Hey, you Pokemon trainers, you want to buy some potions? Okay, so I think once I talk to this cat, I'll have access to my boxes. Yep. You can keep extra Pokemon in your Pokemon boxes. Okay. All right, so we are now at a point where we can bring in our poison team. So let's save and go do that. Doop, 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 doop. Open Pokemon Home. As me. Hopefully this will work. I tested it earlier and it worked just fine, and like a with like a different uh, account. Yeah, okay. Access to shield, that's good. Let's find it. It's one of these. Flying, special versions. Like you're just like two Pikachus wearing different hats. Home, 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 home. Shiny, 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 shinies. Where's my where's my team? Oh, here we go. Gym leader. All right, here's the team. I'll put him over in box one. We'll save. Exit out. Open up Shield again. Log in. I learned in Pokemon Go that if a Pikachu is wearing a hat, it can no longer evolve. Is it? That's probably good. Like it's probably good that they don't let you evolve it. Because yeah, it's like they don't make Raichus with hats, so it's like you would lose your special Pokemon. So all right, let's get our Pokemon out of the box. Huzzah! Okay. I'm not putting these in any particular order. It's just wherever the cursor ends up. All right. Let's meet the team. Squeebity dee dee doo. Well, we'll save first, and then we'll meet the team. All right. First up, Screech Power. He's what you would call a Zubat. Um, Original trainer Ringo Lopez. That's my character from my Sword Run, where I have all of my super cool Pokemon. Um, I'm I'm thinking in universe, Ringo Lopez is actually Petunia's like uncle, maybe, who he himself became a Pokemon master doing something else, and now has retired and is breeding Pokemon. So when he heard that she was excited about poison types, he sent her a bunch of poison types to get her started. Um, it's it's a level one Pokemon, so its stats are not good. Um, it has Absorb and Supersonic, which is great. It literally doesn't even have an attack move. Well, it has Absorb, so that's cool. Uh, and then it's Jolly. So Pokemon natures are important, right? The way that randomly language is important, Pokemon natures are important. Jolly, I think, means that it has. It might say here like good speed and bad special attack, right? Because I want this guy to be a physical attacker. So I bred this nature into this Pokemon, right? So I picked specifically this nature. Why specifically this nature? Because I do want him to be fast, and also because there's another nature called like basically there's two other natures, Adamant and Modest, and those two you're going to see a lot because they're the ones uh, that affect attack and special attack. So Modest, good special attack, bad regular attack. Adamant, good attack, bad special attack. So this is Little Veggies. Little Veggies, I think, is the de facto team leader, being a starter. Um, he is. pretty strong. He actually has a hidden ability. So in sunlight, he actually becomes faster. Uh, he is modest, so he's got that good special attack, bad attack, right? Comes with a bunch of stuff. Again, I didn't so much care about what moves it was breeding in, but one egg move that it gets is Petal Dance, which is extremely strong. It's like it deals 120 damage, right? So just right out of the gate, this Pokemon is very strong. Much stronger than you would have some other level 1 Pokemon. I didn't necessarily do that specifically on purpose, um, but that's just kind of how it turned out. And rather than having it forget the move, I'm just like, well, I'll walk in with a lot of advantages, right? The point of this run is not to, um, it's not a Nuzlocke, right? It's not to make things hard. It's to make things interesting. So we'll see how that goes. This is Peppers. Peppers is a Salandit. Importantly, Peppers is a female Salandit, which means she can evolve into Salazzle. Um, Pepper's hidden ability, or Pepper's ability, I don't think is the hidden ability, but it's very strong because it allows you to poison steel types, to use poison attacks on steel types, which is important because all of this team is incredibly weak to steel types, right? A steel type shows up or a psychic type shows up, and all of these guys are like dead. So I have two Pokemon specifically here to combat that. One is Peppers, in case we run into a steel type, and the other one we'll meet here later. Scratch and Poison Gas, not bad. Modest. Yeah. So this is my other secret weapon Pokemon, right? Stunky, aka Dr. Violet. Um, Poison Dark, which means it is immune to psychic types, one of the other types that does extra damage against poison. So if we ever run into a psychic type, Dr. Violet is immediately coming out. Its ability is Aftermath, so it damages the attacker if it contacts the Pokemon with a finishing hit. So it has to kill Dr. Violet with a move that makes contact, and then it'll deal damage to it. Not all moves make contact, so it's, an okay ability. Poison Gas and Scratch, reasonable level 1 Pokemon powers. Sargassum is a Skrelp, and an important part of the team because obviously it's very strong to have a water type, but also eventually he's going to evolve into a dragon poison type. So he's still going to be basically my de facto water type because he learns a bunch of water moves, but he is going to basically become a dragon type eventually. Um, bad attack, good special attack. Tackle, smokescreen, modest. Again, it's a thing that you'll see a lot because special attackers are modest. And then last but not least, this is our male Nidoran Rude. Rude has a hidden ability of Hustle, so his attacks are lose a little bit of accuracy but hit a little harder. But more importantly, eventually when it evolves into Nidoking, it's going to get Sheer Force. Um, and Sheer Force is an ability that removes the special text from abilities and just from powers or like from moves and just have them deal more damage. So if a move is like this deals 10 damage and also the enemy might become confused. It takes that out and says actually it deals 15 damage or whatever. Leer and Poison Sting, again, standard first level Pokemon moves. And that's it. That's the team. So I think what we'll do now is we'll move Little Veggies to the front of the team. And we will go grind a little bit because as you saw, they expect your Pokemon to be level like 7 now, at least. So actually I should buy some potions because it's very likely that even though these are powerful, like thoroughbred Pokemon, they're still only level 1, right? So um, they might still get completely pwned. Let's buy 2 more. I have 5. Let's just take it to an even 7. I can always drag my carcass back to the Pokemon Center if I need to. So we'll see how this goes, right? Beep 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 doo ba ba doo. Save again and start beating up some of the wildlife. See how that goes. Come here, squirrel. I got a really beefy grass move with your name on it. How dare you? Yeah, so this Squivit is 3 levels higher, right? So it's not going to immediately destroy him. A berry for a level 1 and God, Pokemon. Oh, right, and it has the cheek pouch ability. So it's actually back completely back to full, and now I'm confused. Okay. Do I want to switch out? Because I think this Pokemon is still like my toughest Pokemon. So let's try to hit it again with a Petal Dance. See if it lets me. Yep. So I don't know if this is gonna like, if the confusion is going to like pull me out of Petal Dance, or if now that I'm in the Petal Dance, because it just Petal Dance attacks by itself a couple times. I guess, yeah, that's good. I am not gonna get as much XP as this fight feels like it should give me. Also, this Squovit keeps like lowering my defense, and I think it's just like gonna like tackle me and just like obliterate. Yep, yep, I knew it. Yeah, use next Pokemon. Who's fast? Let's see. Let's see if I can hit it with an Absorb that kills it. Not a great first showing um, for these guys, but it's kind of good. It goes to show, like I was worried that these guys were just going to be like completely 1000% overpowered, right? Oh, and like Veggies doesn't get any of that XP because it passed out. Well, it just went from front of party to back of party. And also, I'm running with my tail between my legs to the Pokemon Center to heal it. Run! Okay. So, not the greatest first fight for a new, well put together, super duper Pokemon team. But that's the thing. Petunia's just learning. She's making it a little difficult on herself and a little bit easier on herself as well. It's just this is a different world we're in. Yeah, part of the issue with um, picking all of the same type is that you kind of have to prioritize those like dual type stuff, right? So, do I have a do I have a Pokemon that is strong against electric Pokemon? No. Do I have a Pokemon that's strong against rock type? Well, yes. Um, but there's a few types like fighting types. It's like actually is poison strong against fighting? I don't remember. But yeah, so I unlike when you're making like your standard Pokemon party, to sort of cover everything because one of the coverage angles has to be poison. Um, you kind of you lose something there and you gain some other stuff. A bug. Okay, hopefully we can nail this guy with like a thing and it'll go down easy. Is this an attack or just oh it just poisons them? All right, let's try to pedal dance and see if we can struggle. Oh, right, and like grass types are weak against bug types. Man. Okay, that's not happening. I'm just gonna. Oh, I guess I actually can't switch her out. I am so embarrassed. All right. Let's have Screech save the day again. It's actually going to be not very effective. That's probably not a great move either. But at least Screech should be resistant to Struggle Bug because he's a flying type. Um, it's like nobody has like particularly good moves. Let's try this. You guys like this? Pokemon TV, like me struggling against the level 4 bug type? Like, yeah, this is what we signed up for. Oh, and it hits special attack. So this should... Oh, all it do is poison it? I thought it actually dealt damage. Well, hopefully 9 turns from now it'll just drop dead from poison. Let's scratch it. There we go. It's like Struggle Bug is actually like a really good move. There's lots of bug poison types, but I opted not to bring a bug poison type right off the bat. Um, but if you remember the rules that we talked about at the beginning of the stream, I could potentially bring one later. This bug just has knocked out like two two members of my team. It's a good thing this isn't a Nuzlocke, right? Up, and it died. Who gets the XP? No one? It's like everybody gets second. Oh, I guess Screech Power was actually in there. All right. Wow. This is going very poorly. So I kind of feel good about that because, again, because all of these Pokemons have really good stats. I was worried that they were just going to roll in and like completely steamroll anything. So the thing about good stats is that they make your Pokemon more powerful as they grow. They are like sort of growth rates for their stats, as opposed to they're just being like flatly good to begin with. So that's kind of why our Bulbasaur can't catch a break. Um, he just his stats haven't gotten there yet. All right, let's try it again. And this time I guess we'll just leave little veggies in the back. What's Sargassum got going on? Yeah, it's like all of these guys, they haven't even learned moves of their like types yet. They're all like tackles and leers and stuff. So yeah, it turns out to be an interesting part of the challenge that you kind of have to, because I put in that rule that they have to come in at level 1, you actually kind of have to deal with that and you have to grind them up a little. Uh-oh. Too nervous to eat berries. Ah, yeah, let's start with a poison gas, and I think that's a dark type move, so it should be resistant. If you're just joining us, we are starting up a Pokemon run where I play only poison type Pokemon. There's some rules which we talked about at the beginning of the stream, but really the important thing here is playing all playing only poison type Pokemon who are all like low level and having trouble like beating a level 5 standard Pokemon. What does Faint do? Oh, okay. So nobody's doing that. Although I should have checked if it just did more damage. Get him! So this Pokemon is using physical moves, so we might see Aftermath come in, which is interesting. I'm interested to see if it happens. Like, see if it gets knocked out from it. But also, I would hate to waste that. I would hate to waste that XP, so I'm going to swap them out. Because then Dr. Violet would get no XP. Bang, bang, bang. Get him, Rude. Rude, I hope you have actual, like an actual attack. Oh, nope, it just died from the poison. Haha, I get the feeling that that's actually going to happen a lot with this team. Let's see. Is there somewhere you're interested in answering questions about tabletop RPGs and such, or are you keeping it video game focused here? No, you guys can ask me about tabletop RPGs, whatever you want to talk about. It's fine. Like my um my audience is very mixed, right? It's like if anybody came here looking for Pokemon content, that person's rare. Most of you guys know me from Critical Hit, from Major Spoiler stuff. So if you want to talk about, movies, TV shows, video games, role playing games, Dungeons and Dragons, whatever, it's like that's fine. Ooh, somebody's learning something. Oh, Vine Whip. Finally. Oh, I guess it had Petal Dance, so that's actually very strong. Let's get rid of Growl. Early in a Pokemon run, it doesn't like stat lowering abilities aren't as valuable. Okay, so now we have an option to that Petal Dance if we don't want them to become confused. How am I doing? I guess I could just use a potion and keep going here. Yeah, that's great. And these Pokemons have so few hit points that like one potion is like enough. Paralyze heal. Oh, I got some Pokeballs. I guess I could catch some of these Pokemon. That way they wouldn't have to fight them to the bitter end. I might try and do that. Again, you're allowed to catch Pokemon of other types. You're just not allowed to have them in your party. So I might end up catching a bunch of Rookies just so that I don't have to like beat them into absolute submission. I've been meaning to ask on Twitter for a bit. Did you ever feel pressure of following through with CH when it got going? I've recently been a victim of my own success with paid GMing, and I'm suffering the burnout. Um, I guess I never wanted to stop doing critical hit, but I did get pretty burnt out on like the Void Saga specifically, right? So critical hit, the podcast, Void Saga, the actual game we were playing. Um, and really the way we handled it, I think everybody got pretty burnt out through and at the end of uh, Lords of the Feywild, so season 3. Um, Does catching give less XP? No, it's the same amount of XP. I'm pretty sure. But now that these guys are starting to get like levels in them, they're actually like not immediately flopping over, so that's nice. Um, so yeah, we got pretty burnt out, and the way that we dealt with it is by taking a very long break from the Void Saga. You can hear that in the podcast because at the end of the season we stop playing the Void Saga and then we play actually a bunch of other games before we get back to the Void Saga, right? And we kind of learned that that's what we had to do. So in between each off season, which we don't really call them that anymore, but between every uh, Void Saga season, um, we started taking longer breaks just because it's an intense game that's like emotionally taxing. It's meant like fourth edition is very like mathy and like mentally taxing, and people get burnt out. And it's like everybody's having fun, but you can get burnt out of something that's fun, right? So that's what we ended up doing. I feel bad. I bought this game but never finished as I have gotten older. My ratio of finished games have just plummeted. Interestingly, I finish more games now than I did back when I was a kid. Like as a kid, once a game got too hard, I was just like, nope. As an adult, if a game gets too hard and I drop it, I'm a little bit more likely to go back and pick it up again if I'm like, okay, well, it looked um, like this game was trying to get me to do something and I wasn't doing it. Um, that kind of happened to me with Fallout 3. Um, ugh. Stop raising your defense, Wooloo. We're gonna be here all day. I'm just gonna scratch it once and see if I can catch it, cause yeah, Wooloo's freaking tough. It doesn't take any damage. Well, that's not bad actually. Um, let's throw a Pokeball at it. Um, so yeah, I did that with Fallout 3. Um, that's kind of like the first game that I had dropped because I was like, ugh, I hate this game. It's stupid. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, oh, it's like because I hated that like your weapons would stop working, right? It has weapon durability. So once a weapon stopped working, I'd be in the middle of like fighting some like a rat scorpion or whatever and I'd get killed, right? Because my weapon stopped working. So I started again and I was like, okay, I'm going to research how weapon durability works. Ooh, growth. Yeah. Um yeah, I'm going to get rid of tackle for growth. Breath of the Wild durability bugged me, so I forced my way to the Master Sword. That's fair. I don't have a problem with weapon durability. I have found I like it okay in Fallout 3. I like it okay in Fire Emblem games. Like it's really not a big deal. Um, and in Breath of the Wild, like they're going for something, right? They're like, we want this game to start out difficult and like you're scrabbling to do things or scrambling to do things. Oh, I caught a Wooloo. Would you like to give it a nickname? No. We want the Wooloo sent to a box. Go hang out with Sobble, Wooloo. Sobble's like sitting there with like cupcakes, like, yay, welcome to the box. This is where we live now. Um, but yeah, so I went back and I was like, okay, so weapon durability is a thing in this game. How do I use that to my advantage? So the next time I made a character who was good at repairing broken weapons. And suddenly I was able to play this stupid game, right? That had like really vexed me. I was like, okay, I can just um, play a character that's good at fixing weapons, and then I never have to worry about this aspect of the game again. And that's just what I did. And then I was able to play Fallout 3, and I played it all the way to the end. I didn't do as much exploring as a lot of other people do. But it was fun. It was a good time. Balui says it's weird. I have played Pokemon games since Red, but I have never named my Pokemon. Yeah, a lot of people don't, but I'm a big fan of naming Pokemon. It just like gets you a little bit more attached to them. That's why in Nuzlocke they make you name your Pokemon is because that emotional attachment is important. Um, anyway, to go back to what I was talking about before, as far as burnout is very tough to handle. The only surefire way to stop burnout, if you're a game master, is to stop playing the game. You can play something else, um, and especially if someone else is running and you're playing, that'll help. But the number one surefire way to avoid burnout is to stop the game, right? You stop the game, you go a few weeks, a month, 2, 3 months, like your stuff is going to start coming back to your brain. You'll start thinking about the game and being like, oh, I can do this or I can do that, right? It's like you'll start getting that back once you stop. So if you're a professional game master, um, I'm not sure how big like the commitment to any given game is, like how long of a time. Like if you're like we're going to run this game for like a year or we're going to run this game for like 10, 15 sessions or whatever. Um, you're going to have to start writing that into your uh, contract or into like the way that you arrange for things, right? You're going to have to say, okay, I'm going to line up this game or these two games or these three games, and once game X finishes, I'm not going to pick up a new game. I'm just going to let that rest. And then once game 2 finishes, I'm just going to let that rest. And once game 3 finishes, I'm just going to let that rest. I'm going to take a small vacation and then I'm going to get back to it. And I know that's less income, right? Um, but when you're in a creative endeavor, especially a creative endeavor that puts so much pressure on you to come up with stuff, I like burnout is dangerous. It's actively dangerous, right? Because if your game starts declining, then your clients aren't going to want to play your games. So, I don't know. Being a professional game master is the wild west, right? As a professional on-air game master, right? I don't go to people's houses and run games for them, but I do run a game professionally on air, or I have for a long time. Um, it's tough. What does smokescreen do? I'd rather just poison it. Um, yeah, it's the Wild West. Nobody's done this before, so you have to kind of figure it out and learn your own way, right? Like, um, yeah. Let's see. Scratchums. It's been so weird. Basically, I ended up running an extra season of a game that everyone loved, but the first season was very heavily homebrewed and had an intended end point. When they asked for season 2, I was delighted, but then couldn't find the strength to keep creating it. Cue 12-hour days of writing and being miserable. Yeah, that's the thing. And like it's exactly that. Homebrew material requires a lot more thought. If you were running things right out of the like Eberron or, Pathfinder source material, that would be a lot easier because you'd just be like, okay, well, they're going to go to this city called Arbor Smirch or whatever, and do X, Y, or Z, and that's fine. You didn't have to come up with the city. You still have to come up with how the city feels and describe it and stuff. But a lot of that stuff's going to be there still. If you're creating a setting from scratch, it is extremely difficult. Um, it's just it's a lot of work, and it doesn't seem like a lot of work. And when you're doing it and you're excited about it, it still doesn't seem like a lot of work. But you realize that it has been a lot of work. Like the moment that like your body tells you, like you sit down to do something and you're absolutely exhausted. Like you're not tired. You just woke up that morning and had your coffee, but you sit down to write and you feel like your face is just gonna fall off of your head, right? And it's like that's what burnout is. And suddenly you realize that actually you're putting tons of work into this, right? It's like when I was running the Void Saga, I would spend hours of every day thinking about the Void Saga, because that's what I've always done, thinking about role playing games. But the role playing games I ran ended anywhere between after 0 sessions to after maybe 10 sessions. I had run some like longer games, but because they were in college, they necessarily had breaks in them because of summer vacation, right? It was like um, everybody that I knew traveled there to go to college and then went back home, so the game couldn't continue. And it's like I that was a built-in break to my games that I never really thought of again until I ran the Void Saga continuously, and I was like, oh my god, like my brain just feels absolutely cooked anytime I try to come up with something. Um, it's like it's all still there, and I was able to do it, but by the end of Legacy of Ghosts, I was really burnt out. Um, and in fact, part of the reason for that is that I wanted the characters to continue to do things during the uh, time break, during the time skip. So I basically ran 5 individual like play by post games with each player, and it gave me no time to rest, right? I was like constantly still engaging with the material of the game, and basically it didn't allow my burnout to recuperate between seasons. So by the end of that season, like I was like, "Oh my god, I need to take a huge break." And I think Steven either could see it in me, or even he, like, we never really talked about this, but I think he himself was probably a little burnt out. So we took a very long break, and that's why kind of like our between season breaks have gotten longer and longer, is to account for that. To account for that burnout, and also to account for scheduling, which, as you guys know, is always the number one killer of role playing games. As someone who doesn't have to be creative as a job, I can't imagine the hit that would take. Yeah, it's actually really tough. When you get burnt out, um, everything starts to decline, and you, if you don't know what burnout is, like if it's the first time that you're experiencing it, like you don't know what's happening, right? It's like if you've never had a migraine, like the first migraine you have, you're like, I am dying, like I'm going to die, and like you're probably not going to die. um, you know, or yeah, if you've ever had like an inner ear infection and you lose your balance, you're like, oh my god, what's happening? You know, um, burnout is like that. There's nothing like burnout. Like, I can describe burnout to you, but you don't know it until you feel it. And if you don't know what it is, it causes you to like question a lot of things about yourself. You're like, oh my god, I thought I was like such a creative person, but now I can't do this, and it's like, no, you still can. You just need a break. You just need to like take care of yourself for a little bit, um, and you'll be fine. Okay, so we're getting close to the end of the stream. Again, this is a special run in which we're playing exclusively with poison type Pokemon. Our team is made up exclusively of poison types. So we're gonna end the stream with some fashion. Let's see. So our character here is going to be a poison type trainer. So I figured she needs a cool hat that's probably purple, because purple means poison in Pokemon. So we'll start with that. Let's see what all we can buy. Yeah, let's put it on at once. It's like our mom is like, here's some money for potions for your Pokemon. It's like, no, finally I am growing into my like idealized poison Pokemon self. Let's do a purple hoodie as well, and then we'll do. Let's see if they have like either a yellow dress or just like a yellow. Nope, no dresses. So we'll do. Nope, yellow shirt, right? Get some of those like Ekans wheezing or yeah, coughing colors. Let's see, pants. Uh, Purple or yellow? I don't like this shade of yellow. It doesn't look good on these pants, so we'll just do purple. Unless they have like a different. Oh, they have a skirt. Yellow skirt or purple skirt? Mm, Yellow skirt. It looks cute. It kind of makes it look like a dress. It's very short, and you can see like little shorts under it. It's weird. You just described all my problems currently, so it sounds like you're bang on the money. Yeah, burnout is awful. And the only, the unfortunately, the only advice I can offer for it is you got to take a break. Like you got to take a vacation. And again, because you're like professional game mastering, doesn't have unions, it doesn't have a long history. You kind of have to make it up as you go. So I don't know what exactly you can tell your clients, but you've got to take a break. Um, but Louis says, I'm kind of reminded when people explain OCD, it's hard for me to understand it, but I empathize how hard it must be. Yeah, stuff like that. It's always good to keep in mind that like your life is different from other people, right? Um, a huge thing about it that people talk about now is, oh wait, I don't want to get her yellow socks if we can't see them. Yeah, there you go. High yellow socks. And then let's see if they actually have purple shoes. How much money have I spent on clothing? Am I going to have enough to... Oh, no. Uh, do I get her black loafers to go with her yellow shoes? Because I think these boots... the boots are cute. We'll keep the boots for now. Let's see. Hat, glasses. We'll leave... We'll do glasses and gloves later. I think this is like actually a really good look for her, right? She's out of the house. She's starting her Pokemon adventure. This is what she looks like now. She's going to dress like this. Hop's probably going to have some stupid comment about her new skirt. But you know what? She doesn't care. She's a poison Pokemon trainer now, and she's going to go all out with it. Um, all right. Thankfully, my work is an all-in season, so I can call stuff after a season finishes and just pick up more work at the board game cafe. Luckily, in that respect, I guess. Yeah, absolutely. And by all means, do it. Um, Make sure you have built-in breaks from game mastering. Okay. I think we are probably going to wrap it up here. Thank you for joining me on the very first outing of this weird little run. And, who knows how this is going to go. Um, Maybe I've really shot myself in the foot here and it won't go very well, or maybe it'll go spectacularly. One of those things is probably true. Um, so, yes, thank you for joining me. We will see you guys soon. Let's move to like the just chatting phase. Um, Again, we're trying to do this every Wednesday at between 2 and we'll start between 2 and 2:30 p.m. Pacific, and then we'll end around 4:30 Pacific as well, obviously. Um, Let me see something real quick here. And no biggie here. So yes, thank you to those of you who have subscribed. That helps me out a lot. To those of you that have given bits, every little bit helps. That was not meant as a pun, but I guess it came out that way. Heard that you streamed on the podcast today. Yep, yep. So I talked about it. Yeah, I talked about it yesterday. I'm trying to like get it a little bit more saturated into the podcast that I'm doing and into social media and into other stuff. So if you guys see a notification come up that I'm podcasting or that I'm streaming in some media, even if you don't have the time to come in, give it a retweet. That helps me out a lot. Um, Maybe it'll help me buy a light that's like a little bit a little bit better. Um, but yeah, so yes, I appreciate you guys coming by and checking the stream out. We're gonna wrap it up, and yeah, I look forward to doing more of this stuff in the future.